Hi Betsy. I wanted to give you a short home exercise video so you could work on some things until our next virtual session. So I'd like to start with, I believe, maybe down on your back. We're going to start with just a little bit of breath work. We'll take a breath in through the nose, breath out through the mouth, and the idea here is allowing that rib cage mobility. So allowing, especially on the back side of things, that rib cage just to open up and be broad, in contact with the floor. You're also noticing maybe just a little bit of movement in the belly as you breathe in and as you breathe out. And Betsy, this is Lily joining us. Inhaling and exhaling, we're going to continue or move into some pelvic rocks. So with your breath out, you're going to roll the pelvis back towards your face. With your breath in, you roll the pelvis down and forward towards your feet. Breath out, rolling the bones of the pelvis back towards the face, a posterior tilt or tuck. Inhale, rolling the bones of the pelvis forward and down towards your feet. And Betsy, I would say let's do this maybe about 10 to 12 times. The idea behind it is that you can move through the pelvis without the legs getting too active. And you're also connecting a little bit of movement with the breath. So again, breathe out as you roll the pelvis back to the face. Breathe in as you roll the pelvis down and forward. We'll do just maybe about 2 more. And then we'll go right into the pelvic curl. So with your next breath out, and as you roll the pelvis back towards the face, you're going to continue to lift the pelvis and the spine off the mat. You'll take a breath in here at the top, and then exhale to lower down from the breastbone, through the ribs, through the lumbar or the lower back, and then finally the pelvis and tail land last. Once again, exhale, ground down through the feet. Tailbone leads the way. Lifting, take a breath in, feel your shoulders open, the head and the neck relaxed on the mat. With your exhale once again, or next exhale, we lower back down. A few cues here. So again, as you stand your ground to get the back of the legs working, really try to reach your knees forward as if they're going to go over the toes. And then exhaling to lower back down. I'll do one more with you. And again, with this one, you can go for maybe about 7 to 10, I would say. Exhale, again, as you lift, try to keep the knees aligned with the pelvis rather than splaying out or collapsing in. And then lowering back down. So Betsy, from here, let's bring the feet and the knees together. Allow your arms to open out to a T, so you've got a nice stretch coming across the chest and shoulders. You're going to let the knees tip over to one side and then draw back to the center. Now notice as I tip my legs over, my top leg is stacked on the bottom leg, feet stacked on top of one another as well. You're going to pull the pelvis and the legs back to the center. Try to keep your upper body, the head and the shoulders quiet on the mat, and then back to the center. Not right now. Inhale. We're going to tip over to one side and exhale back to the center. No, ma'am. Inhale over and then exhaling back to the center. We'll do one more each side. And what I would say on this one, Betsy, is maybe let's go for about 6 to each side. So it'll be about 12 full repetitions. Lily, I need a few minutes. Now, from here, Betsy, to just open up again a little bit through the shoulders and through the upper back, I'm going to have you roll onto your side. You're going to interlace your fingers and you're going to go hands back behind the head. Now my lower body stays still and I'm going to open up through my upper body. I'm rolling back. Hello. And then I'm rolling forward. Okay, Lily, we're rolling back. And then rolling forward. So we're rotating through the upper body versus what we were just doing on the lower body. Lily. The goal being that, or one of the goals being that the head is fully supported in the hands. The lower body stays nice and still. And I would say maybe about, let's go for about 6 of these on each side. So I'm just going to show you from this vantage point or this side, but definitely repeat on the other side. It's a nice way to stretch out through the chest and the front of the shoulders, especially after holding baby. And again, it's a nice way to loosen up the upper back and also work the side musculature a little bit. So last exercise I'm going to have for you this week, Betsy, is going to be hands and knees. So hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, nice straight long line through the spine. And I want you to start with a little bit of the breath work that we normally do. So trying to maintain the line of the spine, but kind of going into your belly breath. So as you breathe in, you're letting the belly have a sense of being kind of a Buddha belly and falling towards the floor, but not the spine. Now with your exhale, you gently lift the belly, or almost the contents of the internal organs and the skin just up towards the spine. Again, the spine doesn't move. So I'm going to place my hand there. So again, it's inhaling, allow the belly to gently fall into the hand. Exhale, gently pulling away from that hand, but not so much that you curl. So you want to try to keep the spine aligned. I would say let's go for maybe about 6 breaths there. And then to finish that off, to really try to work the abdominals, what I can challenge, or what I would challenge you with, Betsy, is trying to float your knees just about an inch or 2 off the mat. If you'll notice, I try to keep my spine long, my shoulders are strong, my knees are literally just clearing the mat. I'm just kind of wiggling my knees so you can see it. So my toes are definitely tucked under. You want to try to take maybe about 2 to 3 breaths there and then rest the knees down. So I'm going to show that to you again. The goal is that the spine stays steady, my toes are tucked under so I can ground down, and I'm just literally, it's like there's a sling attached to my hips or my pelvis that just floats my knees off the mat. So this is pretty much a plank prep position, Betsy. And again, it can be something to work towards. So definitely trying it, maybe 2 to 3 breaths, but trying to maintain the line of the spine and trying to still feel that sense of kind of drawing the contents of the stomach up towards the spine for support. I hope this helps, and I will look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you.